you could say your life would be so different had you gone to Pepperdine, but the truth is, you never know. It could have been worse. It could have been better. It could be, and so there's no point in life ever saying, oh, I wish I had, or oh, I could have done this, because you really never know.
Oh, you don't.
If it was gonna really be a better experience or not.
And I think the
So,
path
look where
that
you ended up.
Yeah, and I think the path that you're on is the path, just follow the path. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But then I never would have met you.
Exactly.
I would have been somewhere else. I'd be like, I keep hearing about Laura Lupton,
Yeah.
but I've never seen
I
her.
don't know, you could be enjoying like the nice cool weather of California and the hills of Pepperdine.
Oh, yeah. And then I would have been like, Mom, send me more money.
Yeah, that's true.
Because even as a law student here, Mom would send me money. And that was back in the day. You could send money in the mail, right?
Right. Oh, right. Yeah.
$40 gets sent in the
Right.
mail.
You could get $100 for the month and you probably could make it through.
And let me tell you, Mom would send me in an envelope like $40. I'd be like, yay.
Exactly. Like, I mean, that was a tank of gas and snacks.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Oh, I rode the bus, but I'll tell you this. At St. Mary's, the guy who worked the cafeteria was so nice to me. I'll never forget him, because what he would do is he would let me eat all week, and then I would pay him at the end of the week.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
So I'm like, yay.
Did you live on campus?
Yes. I lived in Charles Francis.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, so the undergraduates, I forgot what campus they lived on, but I lived in Charles Francis, and you would walk up to 4 flights.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
For a walk up.
Oh, but it was easy. It was so easy. I was in such fantastic shape then. I would just run up the stairs. And then when I moved to my apartment, it was more, I was on the top floor, but it was more than 4 flights, because you had just the first flight to get up, and then you're going around corners. And my mom came and she introduced herself to everybody who was on that. Well, she's like, watch out for my baby. But it was so funny because I ended up, my mom said, get on the top floor. People won't be breaking in at the bottom. They'll have to climb up to the top.
There you go.
And then I ended up with an MP who lived right next door to me.
Oh my gosh.
And then there was another gentleman who lived on the left of me, and he had mental health issues. And so his mom told my mom, please have her look out for my son. I'm like, I got you.
Oh, geez, jumping in.
And then below me was a state trooper.
Wow.
So everybody knew me.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And everybody's like, watch out for Stephanie. Her mom said so.
That's nice.
So it was awesome.
That's awesome.
Those were the days.
I know, there was like a better sense of community.
All right. Is your client Crystal?
The mother is Crystal. My client is actually in custody.
All right. So she's on Zoom.
Awesome.
So as soon as I call the docket and she comes out, we'll take care of it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Ace Cantu. Ace Cantu. Jose Sanchez.
You stand up and you hear your name.
Victor Garcia is in custody. Dominique Nicholson. Christopher Esquivel. Thank you. Orlando Medellin, custody. Audrey Bash. Audrey Bash. Orlando Medellin, custody. Renee Hernandez, custody. Brian Parker, custody. It's always amazing when the phone starts talking. David Gonzalez, custody. Audrey Bash. Sheila Garn, custody. Roberto Cibrian, custody. Esther San Miguel. Esther San Miguel. Alexandria Alvarez. John, help me with the pronunciation of that last name. John Burkhoff Morikaima Parasequel. Okay. Yeah, I still want to try to get the name correct. And then Deputy Laura and Deputy Mejia, you all didn't even help me with that pronunciation. Guadalupe Alvarez, custody. Rick Gutierrez. Kelly Kotner. Rudy Trevino, custody. Samantha Mendoza, custody. Ruben Solano, custody. Jean Paul Pena. Okay, surely these case numbers are incorrect. Mario Herrera. Okay, there was no traffic this morning. Frank Ruiz, custody. Alvo Tucker.
Present, Your Honor. He's in custody.
All right, thank you. Natasha Morgan, custody. Layla Tanton, custody. Axel Ramirez. Thank you. Sergio Barrera. Adriana Herrera. Joaquin Mendez.
Federal custody judge.
All right. Catherine Aguilar. All right, is there anyone who is present and your name was not called or you came in late? Yes, sir. What's your name? Abel Martinez. Do you have a case number or SIT number? 740-170. Do you know who your attorney is? Okay. Have you had contact with your attorney? All right, just give us a moment. Hello. Hi. Yes.
Yes. Was your name called? Alexander Alvarez? Kelly Kotner? Ricardo Gutierrez? Adriana Herrera? Mario Herrera?
It's one person today. Winner is.
Oh, all right. How's it going for you? Uh, well, don't say that because then it's going to be a long one.
Some good for you with the case. Thank you.
Ah.
Yes, thank you. See y'all later.
All right, Deputy Laura, they're sending someone to check the AC. I don't know what that means.
They need to get checked. We need to, for them to be adjusted. Right. Is that a difference?
I don't need.
Yeah, it is. They're not gonna adjust it.
It is serious. Yeah.
I know. But that's.
You know, or I was saying. Right. Yeah, I remember. You know, maybe it wasn't. Yes.
That is.
Yeah.
Taking care of one in the case. Judge, the hair looks good. I like it.
Well, thank you very much.
María, Mike.
Could I see the file on Jose Sanchez?
Have you put this information out? Do you have an email address?
I think he may have more than one.
Fill this information out.
Okay.
Okay.
He's on page 1. Why does it have all of these cases saying awaiting transfer?
Those are old cases, Judge.
Well, there's one they say was reopened. So are these reopened or not?
Sometimes they reopen them, Judge, because they filed the vouchers. And the case has to be reopened.
Okay.
To be updated.
But why does it say awaiting transfer?
But because when it's an old case, what they did, they're actually putting all their cases that they had from the previous times on here.
No, but I mean, this is incorrect. It shouldn't say that somebody's awaiting transfer to TDC because then when they come to court, it's, hey, why are they not at TDC?
That's just the way,
No, they need to change it. That's what I'm saying.
but you might want to call fans.
Oh, I will.
No, sorry.
Oh, I don't.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Pin, the flower pins, you can have a seat, fill that out. When you're done, just wait it out.
Yeah.
all right, Jose Sanchez, if you'll come forward, please. State, did you already tender an offer on Jose Sanchez?
I don't know, Your Honor.
All right. So,
I can pull the file. I can see if
Yes.
there's-
all right, thank you.
Mr. Brobeck?
Yes, Your Honor, on May 30th of this year.
All right, so your attorney's on vacation. I'm gonna reset this.
Okay.
And on the day that you come back, you're either going to work out an agreement. If you all can, if you cannot, then it's gonna be a quick turnaround for a jury trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, State. Your excuse.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Ferguson, when is she back?
She didn't say, Judge.
All right, so you're coming back on July 22nd. Okay,
Okay, thank you. ma'am.
once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused.
Thank you, ma'am.
Judge, you said that was the plea deadline?
Yes.
Have a pin, sign for substance damage.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, okay.
Run down?
Yeah, it's okay to run down, or if you want, I'll call her.
I called her. Your, things and she didn't.
All right, let me see.
Excuse me?
And I can send her an email. So what do you need?
Some headphones.
Okay.
Does the what?
I'm waiting for them to read.
So sorry.
Oh, no, it happens.
Yeah, the-
It's not your fault. Equipment doesn't work.
It doesn't show any type of motivation at all.
Under. Let's see. Okay.
No.
All right, I just sent an email. Okay.
Okay, well, then I'll push it.
Hello. Oh, could somebody catch the court reporter and tell her she went to the third floor? Yes. Okay. Ah, okay. Well, could we update it during a break? Because how long is that going to take? So if we could do it during break, we're gonna do a hard stop at noon. So if you're available. Okay, awesome. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay, she just, all right, so she just ran to go get some and then. All right, that's okay. You try.
David
And then when you get a chance at our break too, if you could fix this as well. Oh, I keep saying activate Windows. But we can do it. Yeah. And then I have this. Yeah. All right, but I'll call you as soon as we're done. All right, thank you.
Can you fix that? The windows,
Oh, that's what I told him. He's gonna come back at noon.
they've been trying to fix it for, this is gonna be the fourth time.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys-
Yeah. But I have faith in you.
Yeah. Yeah, we reached out.
That's the third, fourth time.
That's where I was. I'll keep it. Okay, hopefully.
Efraín López.
See, but I used to know if I wanted to. And now.
Spanish speaker, Spanish speaker. When I was asking.
Right. Yeah, I have. Like, I have. This is my exact.
Yes.
I am so vested in that series, Judge. I'm on halfway season 2. There's 3 seasons.
Oh, it is awesome.
It's so good. It's one of those. It's
They're not.
Yeah.
They might have to.
No. What I'm saying is that. This has. You can take that step. March this year. So yeah, March 9th of this year. So this remanded out on.
I do have to.
Yes. I'm sorry, what? Sure.
Really? My mom had it for many years before.
Wait, are you shutting down though? Okay,
Yes.
here we are. Yes.
She wouldn't let me have it.
Yeah, that's the one.
I mean, I think that's. I don't know what you do at your family bucket. I'm just saying. Oh, I know. But usually you're not probably on a bus now.
I don't know what it was.
Hi.
Yes, I'm sorry about it.
Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, well, welcome.
Thank you for letting me go. Shadow.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Anytime.
I'm trying to get him
Oh, no, you just need to throw them in the deep end and see what happens. And then once he's thrown in the deep end, you know what? It will just be awesome.
Yes, I was in juvenile for many years. So
Oh, yeah, they're awesome.
this is something when I first got
Mhm.
there. I was like, oh,
But no, he's gonna do great. I always say, well, for me, the best way for me to learn was actually doing it. Otherwise, you know, it wouldn't stick. But once I did it one time and then, well, I did it the first time, would have somebody walk me through it. Then the second time they would be there and I would do it on my own. And then I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
But what he needs is he needs a extremely busy day where it's filled with chaos. And then once you survive that, you're like, I can survive anything.
So I can let this early.
Sure.
She's ready to go.
I'm ready to go, Judge. I'm sorry.
No problem. There's no need to apologize. Equipment breaks down. Okay, will do. Oh, do we have your number?
I can't get that personal. Just give us the hotline. I don't want to answer right now.
Oh, okay. I'll give you the hotline. What is the day without a little chaos?
How was yours?
Ace, Cantu. Oh, just let us know when you're ready.
We're ready whenever.
All right, if you have them pull the file. Audrey Bash. Esther San Miguel.
You can't talk to anybody, sir.
All right, you know you're not allowed to speak to people. Who are you waving to? You're not allowed to do that. So now she's gonna have to go outside the courtroom. I'm sorry, the person who he was waving to, you're gonna have to go outside. All right, so, oh, Renee is here.
Yes. Morning.
Good morning. Ms. Ferguson will tell you what is going on.
All right, yeah, ready for it.
Okay. All right, Layla Tanton. All right, so where are we on this case?
As of yesterday, Vishon told me she is fifth on the list. So this is the client that was sent to DTM just, and I think 2 weeks ago or so, when we came in, she was 10th on the list. Now she's in fifth. She has been in custody since August. Part of it is, of course, that she did get an MTR and accepts responsibility, but
All right, she looks exactly like her mom.
they
Or should
do.
I say her mom looks?
Yes.
Yeah,
And the reason why.
that's a good thing.
Look, they could be sisters.
They do. If somebody would say, are these two people related? I would say, yes, they are.
Exactly. And so her mom's in Baytown. She would like Layla, rather than continue to wait for a bed and go through DDRF, she would.
Everyone, please whisper. We're on the record, sort of.
So she has a place for Layla to live. She's already reached out to a mental health psychiatrist.
All
in
right, so
Baytown.
we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 3464, State of Texas versus Layla Tatton, for defense.
Lauren Lefton.
All right. And are you Miss Tatton?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is a case where the defendant had entered a plea of true to a violation of condition number 1 on April 16th. There was an agreement that was reached with the state, which the court followed, which was to deny and alternate amend conditions to a MIC evaluation and DDRF and anger management. And it's the court's understanding that she was accepted to DDRF. However, there's a wait time for DDRF. And in April, the court asked that it be expedited. And counsel, I understand that you say that she's been in custody for a while, but part of that was because of the new number 1 and the
Well,
motion to revoke.
Yes, but she had actually been ordered to DDRF prior to the motion to revoke and had kind of gone through the process prior to the MTR. And I think had maybe just been put on the official waiting list, like completed the evaluations and approval process. But she has been in custody since August
Okay.
Of 23, kind of going through this process. And she did complete the anger management while in custody since the last court date. She does have the certificate of completion.
Okay. All right, probation.
Yes, sir.
With regards to this case, the reason why it was brought back is because she said that she could stay with her mom, but children always assume they can do things just because it's mom and mom is going to say yes. So I ordered the defense and to have the mom present so I could ask her whether or not she could stay and whether or not there were arrangements that are going to be made to address her mental health issues. So with regards to the DDRF, she's 5th on the list.
That is what, according to yesterday.
And we don't know how long that means. All right. Is there any concern with her being violent or anything of that nature?
Your Honor, the concern for violence in regards to incidents that happened in the jail where the number 1 was issued, that's the only concern that we have. We have not been able to supervise Stanton to give you further.
All right. Do you have any witnesses?
If the court would like, I could ask some questions of Ms. Diaz, who's on Zoom.
All right. Are you Crystal Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand. Any objections to her appearing by Zoom?
No, Your Honor.
All right. If you'll state your name for the record.
Crystal Diaz.
All right. Defense.
Crystal, what is your relationship to Layla?
Mother.
Okay, and are you wanting her to reside with you in your home rather than attend the DDRF program at this time?
At this time, yes.
And what support can you provide her to be successful in your home?
I have health insurance on her, and I have a vehicle, so I can make sure that she attends, continues her practice with psychiatry. I know that she's been taking medication, or she was taking medication. I don't know if she still is. So she'll need to continue those meds. And so I am able to get her into a position because I do have her on my medical insurance.
And do you have a name of a psychiatrist she could see to provide to the court?
Yes, it is a Rudy Lozano carry-on.
Okay, and how long has Layla been getting psychiatric services in Baytown?
Since she was in 3rd grade.
Okay, and do you believe that the time Layla has spent in custody has helped change the direction she's been going on in terms of her choices?
Honestly, all I can say is I hope,
And
you
do you
know,
think,
I hope so.
but you're ready to support her to be successful on probation? If
I
released?
will, I will support her as long as she is doing what she's supposed to be doing.
Okay, so you're gonna hold her accountable?
Yes, absolutely. She's, yes, I've always have. So that's a lot of the reason why she has been in and out of my home. I will hold her accountable and, you know, unfortunately, if she knows if she does not change and does not stick with the plan, she will not be in my home.
Do you feel that she's ready to stick with the plan at this time?
I am really praying that she is, and she's told me that she is, and all I can do is give her this chance. But she knows that she's become a young adult, and my chances with her are wearing thin. But I want to give her an opportunity to definitely, you know, give it a shot, as long as she's willing to, you know, attend the medical appointments, you know, get a job and do good, make smart choices with friends. And then, you know, I'm going to do whatever I can to support her.
Thank you. No further questions, Cheryl.
All right. I just have a few. So you said the psychiatrist that she's seeing is Dr. Rudy Lozano Carrion?
That is the psychiatrist. So the doctor that she has seen since she was a child, Mohammed Ahmed, is not taking our insurance. So I had to find a new physician. It would have been ideal to stick with Dr. Ahmed because they do have a really good relationship. You know, he's been very supportive of Layla. Layla was in a very bad car accident at the age of 16, and you know, he was right there supporting her through that with the trauma that she experienced from that. So, but unfortunately, she will have to see a new physician, and this is the physician that my insurance has recommended to me.
All right. And do you already have an appointment scheduled for her if she's released to stay with you?
I have not scheduled her an appointment yet because she is an adult. She has to call, especially with psychiatry services. She has to call and initiate that herself. You know, she has to be the willing participant as the adult saying, you know, you know, I'm a new patient. I need this treatment. Here's my history. She has to give that information herself. But as she comes into my home, I'm going to make sure that that is done immediately. So that is how I guess I'm going to help facilitate that. But they want her to make that initial phone call.
All right. And do you have any fear for your safety if she were allowed to stay with you?
No.
Okay.
I know that she can, you know, you're talking about anger management, and yes, she is angry, but she's not a violent person. I mean, she's been in an environment that is violent itself. So it's, you know, that's kind of the survival mode. I think she also feels that, you know, a lot of times it's, from my understanding, for her to defend herself.
Mhm. All right. And is there a place for her to have outpatient treatment as it relates to any type of drug addictions?
I know that there's like an A, and I'm sure that the physician, once we get there, there'll be recommendations that he can give us as far as outpatient. But I know that there are like, you know, Alcohol Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous as well in the area.
All right. So, and do you have a landline phone?
No, ma'am.
All right. Because GPS is going to be one of the best things. And I think GPS still only does landline.
I thought they didn't. I thought they could do it without a link.
All right. If you all will check into that, and I'm going to order GPS until she has some treatment sessions with the psychiatrist under her belt? Yes.
Is that going to be reward release and break fees or one or to obtain? Yes. Outside.
Which do you think is best?
Judge, depending on whether you're gonna give her permission to transfer. We'll determine that.
All right, well, we'll,
Are you?
as far as transfer, as soon as possible. I know probation has to contact, I guess, the office in Baytown to see if they'll accept her.
Right, but because it's within the state of Texas, we can go ahead and let her go.
All right, then let's do it immediately then.
So through work release.
Yes.
And I was,
Thank you.
Ms. Diaz, if you need to get a landline in the next few days, are you willing to do that?
Actually, I think my internet that I have, I think it comes with free landline. I just don't utilize it. So I'll need to check on that. I
Thank you.
think I just got rid of my phone because we weren't using it.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Layla Tammy.
All right, you understand that if I follow this plan, you need to stay with your mom.
Yes, ma'am.
If there's an issue with your mom, you know, maybe your mom no longer wants you to stay there or there's some type of blow up. If it's an emergency situation, you can leave, but you'll need to immediately call your probation officer and let them know. And then you're going to come back to Bexar County. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You are not allowed to leave her residence without permission from the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And when I say leave her residence, of course, you can go to your doctor's appointments. But I mean, spending the night somewhere else, being around this ex-boyfriend. And what's the ex-boyfriend's name?
Michael Martin.
Michael Martin.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to have any contact with Michael Martin. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And these friends that are in the police reports that you've been hanging around with, you're not allowed to do that. You're allowed to concentrate on your mental health, to concentrate on completing this probation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So they proceeded on count 2. And let me see. The range of punishment for that is 2 to 20 years in prison. So if a motion to revoke is filed against you, and it's proven to be true, you're looking up at potentially 20 years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you had better start taking this very seriously, and you need to make that appointment with your psychiatrist. And I'm going to order that you make that appointment with your psychiatrist within 7 days. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That means you pick up the phone, you call them, you make an appointment. Do you understand?
Yes.
And you're going to turn that over to probation.
Yes, ma'am.
So what I'll do is I'll alter them in conditions. And she is to the following. She's to reside with her mother. And I'm sorry, what is your full name again? Crystal?
Diaz.
She's to reside with Crystal Diaz. You're not allowed to leave or live anywhere else without the court's permission. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There is to be GPS, waive fees, and that will be done through work release. And it will be GPS partial for medical appointments. And that's all I'm going to do it for now. And then once I see that there's improvement, then I'll allow her to do other things.
And we'll check in with the court if there's job opportunities and see if the court will give us permission for that
Yes.
when the time is right.
Yes. So there'll be medical appointments. She is to contact Dr. Rudy Lozano Carrion within 7 days. And there'll be intensive outpatient treatment with probation. And there'll be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. And there'll be a transfer to Baytown.
Baytown. Yes.
What is the county?
Harris. It's part of Harris County.
Okay. Probation, is there anything else? All of the conditions are course to remain.
So that, can we just put on the record that the ERF is held in abeyance or no longer?
All right, DDRF will be held in abeyance. And for the record, the reason why the court is doing that is because according to defense counsel, the defendant has been in custody since August, and I have on my docket sheet that DDRF was ordered expedited on April 16, 2024, and she is number 5 on the list for DDRF. And no one knows what time frame that is. It could be this month, it could be 3 months from now. No one has any idea of the time frame. So that is the reason why the court is alternating and amending conditions to have her see medical personnel outside of custody. And for the record, the court has reviewed the Takami screening and also the TAP evaluation. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right, who are you going to be residing with?
My mom, Kristen.
And when are you allowed to stop residing with your mom?
Not at work unless.
Until I say so. You understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, your mom is stepping up, allowing you to live with her. And I know sometimes people will say, I'm an adult. I can do this, I can do that. But you can't, because that's your mom's house. So if your mom wants the television off at 10, it's got to be off at 10. And I say this from experiences with my grandmother when children would transition, from the military and then move from our house. It was, hey, these are the rules. And they would come to my mom. Is she allowed to do that? My mom's like, yeah, those are the rules. Get your own place and you can do what you want to do. So for now, you are going to be living with her. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's going to end up happening is as soon as they have the GPS monitor, then you'll be free to reside with your mom. And you all have to work on if somebody's picking her up.
We'll arrange transportation.
All right. Anything else?
No, thank you very
All
much.
right. You're welcome. All right. Good luck to you. Have a great one.
You too. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
for
this is
zooming in.
your mother.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Is it off docket?
Thanks. Bye.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
File for the back?
No, because it's not in your court.
All right. Who's here on Efron Lopez?
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
There's no judge.
Present for Efrain Lopez.
All right. All right, everyone, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2000.
Where do you want the defendant to stand? Your
Oh,
Honor?
he's in the middle.
In the middle? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And if I could have someone for the state.
Andrew Harris Salem for the state.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 6133. All right, so everyone, if you're behind the court reporter, if you all can move to that end. Court is calling 2024 CR 6133, State of Texas versus Efron Lopez. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Salem.
Robert Bromach, Efrain Lopez.
And are you Mr. Lopez?
See.
Yes.
And we have an interpreter. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Mariana Rios.
All right, Mr. Lopez, all of the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Yes, Your Honor. Sí, su señoría.
Yes,
All
Your
right, so
Honor.
here's the thing. Either we're doing English or either we're doing Spanish, but we're not doing both.
Entiendo.
I understand.
All right. So were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Sí.
Yes,
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Lopez, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
yes,
And did you sign it?
Sí, señora.
Did
Yes,
you
Your Honor.
review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
yes,
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Mr. Lopez, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney?
Sí.
yes,
Did you understand it?
Sí, señora.
yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Sí, señoría.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram?
Sí.
Yes,
That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Sí.
yes,
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Sí.
yes,
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Sí.
yes,
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Sí.
yes,
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Sí.
yes,
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Sí.
yes,
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor, he is.
Mr. Lopez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
no,
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
no,
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Sí.
yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
no,
Counsel, were you able to provide Mr. Lopez with information regarding this plea and the impact it will have on his immigration status?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
All right. Was he informed that he could face possible deportation, denial of naturalization, and the denial of reentry?
Yes, Your Honor, he was.
Mr. Lopez, were you informed of the impact this plea could have on your immigration status?
Sí.
yes,
Were you informed that you could face possible deportation,
Sí.
yes,
the denial of naturalization,
Sí.
yes,
and the right to reentry?
Sí.
yes, also,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
yes,
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Sí.
yes,
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No, John.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Sí.
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No me opongo.
No contest?
State any evidence?
Should be contained in exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Sí.
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Sí.
I understand.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, we will.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, I think he'll do well, Your Honor. He'll fulfill your rules. Complete the probation.
All right. Do you have any children?
Sí.
Yes.
How many?
Dos.
2.
What are their ages?
20 y 17.
20 and 17.
All right.
Uno está-
Are you employed?
One is in college.
All right, thank you. Are you employed?
Sí.
Yes.
What do you do?
Construcción.
Construction.
All right, the court is going to sentence you to a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. 2 years deferred adjudication. There should be restitution, if any, to SAPD for drug testing. There should be 120 sober meetings and 120 days. 150 hours of community service restitution. Proof of employment within 30 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And there's someone to drug test you today.
What are you referring to? Like what?
Drugs,
Drugs.
cocaine, marijuana, alcohol, methamphetamine.
Limpio.
Clean.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. We're going to do a drug test today.
Okay.
All right. Do you need any water?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. We're going to do a TAP evaluation. Probation, that TAP evaluation is going to be in custody. Yes. And follow TAP recommendations. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs and field visits one time per month for 3 months. And there's to be no illegal reentry in the US. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court?
No,
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
yes,
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
yes.
All right, we can go off the record. So the court is in receipt of a report that says that you previously had an illegal entry into the United States. I'm not putting you under oath for that, but that's the documentation I have, counsel. All right, so he will do the TAP evaluation in custody. The US will know that he's in custody, and if they want to pick him up or they deem that he's entered the United States illegally, they will handle that matter. If they do not come and pick him up, then he will be on probation with the court. But if he is in the United States illegally, that's going to be a violation of his probation. All right, thank you. Thank you, counsel.
I know.
I think those are the right rules.
All right, thank you, counsel. I appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure, Judge. Thank you.
Judge, I was with Judge Beery last week,
Mhm.
an old friend of mine, and
Thank you,
Judge
Judge.
Judge Mary with us. We had coffee with him, and I said, Judge, you got a lifetime appointment. He said, I'm here every day at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
And I said, what are most of your cases? Illegal entry,
yeah.
illegal entry.
Mhm.
I don't know how you prevent it.
Yeah. All right, Marissa Magana.
Good morning, Judge. I'm on that. She's still in custody. We turned ourselves in last week. There was one issue on the bond paperwork.
Yes.
That I wanted to bring to the court's attention, although I almost hate to do it on, and I'm being funny, Judge, or trying to be. On case number 2024 CR 5964.
Mhm.
It was originally a $50,000 bond.
Yes.
Judge Her increased to 55. This court reinstated it back to 50. I'm on the bonds,
Mhm.
but it was written down 10,000.
Oh,
So part of me wanted to go post the 10.
thank you.
I'm joking. I didn't find out till this morning.
Yeah.
But Judge, I just had to bring the court.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And then I'll run those things back to the back and see if she can get out.
Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
thank you. And if you'll let them know, and I'll put a notation here. I appreciate your
It's
honesty as
Anthony
always.
Zamora. Well, Judge, I've got an intern here from UTSA and I explained the whole situation. And I was like, your job here is not just your job here, it's for the next 10 years, 20 years, you're gonna see the same group of people on this side of the fence. Not that it would be acceptable behavior on the other civil side, but
Yeah.
here we see the same.
Mhm.
It's a little different. Right? You don't want to get.
You know, your job will take 3 times as long to do.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you so
Have a
much.
good
And where's
night.
your student?
She's right here. Remember?
Hi, come forward.
It's Judge Lee.
Hello, hi.
Nice to
So,
meet you.
nice to meet you too. So what are you studying at UTSA?
I'm studying criminal justice. This is my last semester, so after this I can graduate.
She's at that point in life making a decision, do I go to law school or do I not? So I figured, well, come. take a
Hey,
look.
well, you're welcome to stop by here anytime. I will tell you, I'm giving everybody the remainder of the week off so they can spend it with their children and family. Because there's nothing worse than having a holiday in the middle of the week and then you have to come back the next day. So we'll be back after today. We'll be back on Monday. And so you're welcome to come down anytime.
Sounds good. Thank you so
All
much.
right, you're welcome. And we'll see if we can have you go in the back.
Okay,
You can
yeah.
take a look. You can take a
I'll
look.
go check that out.
All right.
Judge, on the other file, should I walk them back as well? There's-
Yes. All right.
Okay, thank you.
And the bond was the same on this one?
No, the bonds, everything's noted correctly on all the other
Except for
files
that one.
except Well, this was 6-1. The other one was 6-4.
Okay.
So let me make sure this was still a 10.
So was the, oh, 6-4 was the one that should be,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, let me change that back
That's
then.
okay.
Thank you. And he is correct about the honesty because people will always remember. When you're an attorney, your reputation is basically all you have.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Have a good holiday.
All right, you so much. All right, who is here on Dominique Nicholson?
I'm here.
Yes.
Hello, Dominique Nicholson, come down, sir. All right, Ms. Ferguson, is this family violence?
Ma'am, actually, they decided to make jury protection.
Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna recall you so that we can get a jury trial date for you.
Okay.
They are, well, Mr. Nicholson, here's the thing, people can't be in two places at the same time. Family violence is in jury trial on another case that's older than yours. I'm only one person. I am not a family violence prosecutor. If I could be a family violence prosecutor, a criminal trial division prosecutor, and a judge at the same time, then we could get your case tried, but that's not gonna happen. They're already in trial and we have a limited amount of family violence prosecutors. And if you want more family violence prosecutors, then you have to write a letter to the commissioner's court and write a letter to the DA. I have no control over that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring you back on July 8th, counsel.
Okay.
And then we can get a for sure trial setting.
Okay, that sounds good because I actually, one of the former crime lab experts is no longer with Bear County. So we need to figure out how to get her. I need to confer with the state on that issue.
All right, so, and which expert is this? I'm sorry.
This is the GSR expert, Leslie Show.
Oh, she'll show up.
Well, she's in Fort Worth.
Oh, no, if you all would like, maybe you can consider having her appear by Zoom.
Okay,
But the last trial she had here,
Was
she showed up.
okay. Well, she no longer has access to the file. I just have to get that figured out.
Okay,
Yeah, she's been responsive. It's just, she doesn't have access to the file. She doesn't remember which case we're talking about. She needs that file transferred to her.
okay,
So we'll get it figured out.
all right, all right,
Okay.
thank you,
Thank you, Judge.
thank you. All right, Norma Nicholson is coming back on July 8th. Who's here on Joaquin Mendez?
That's me as well, Judge.
Okay.
And if the court remembers, he's in federal custody.
Yes.
Pending we haven't signed the plea agreement there yet, but we have a plea deadline there. We now have an offer here,
Okay.
which was sent to me this morning. So I would think in the next few months, he would be able to get over here.
All right. So what date do you all want to bring this back? I know they don't do Zoom.
Well, Judge, I think he was supposed to be, it was supposed to be done in June. It got reset. So I mean, I would say at least 60 days.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think our plea deadline's at the end of the month. One of the problems is he's in Carnes and getting visits there is not problematic. It takes a week or two to between the time you request it and get it scheduled.
Okay.
They're only Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Okay.
And have after hour or weekend visits available.
All right, Norma, on Joaquin Mendez, can I have a 60-day reset? He's in federal custody. And this will be the plea deadline date.
Okay, that's good. Because I might be able to get the plea done. I mean, the paperwork done.
Well, we get paperwork, we used to want to play it before we
Right.
sent it, so.
Right.
And then counsel, I don't know if Karns, usually the federal, they don't allow Zoom. But if you want Ms. Ferguson to see if Karns will allow Zoom.
I will. I
Okay.
will do that.
And Judge, the 60 days falls on a Friday, can I do?
I'll just put it on the Thursday before either the Monday.
29th, August 29th?
All right, August 29th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry? Judge, just so, you know, if you're, I'm not sure if you're seeing the type, when I put practice on the bottom,
Mhm.
just because you haven't talked.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, Rudy Trevino.
Here.
Where's the attorney for Rudy Trevino? All right. Rudy Trevino, step down.
I believe this is also pending. right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so what we'll do is we'll recall this. Are you available to come back on Monday?
Monday's a little tight, but I can be here.
No, 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 I
The
mean, we
10th
can
is
do it.
better. The 10th, if we could do that, that's the Wednesday, I don't know.
No, I can do it, the 8th, the 9th, or the 11th.
The 11th.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall Rudy Trevino for the 11th? All right, we'll come back on the 11th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Have a seat, sir. Don't be talking in the box, inmates. Both of y'all, sit up.
All right, who's the attorney for you? Who's your attorney? All right, your client keeps talking, he's talked to his mom. And now he's talking, and he keeps saying, my bad, but he's not learning. And he's talking to the inmate in the box. That's not allowed. If you continue, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to get sent back, and we'll see you when we see you. There is not to be any speaking to each other in the box. There's not to be speaking to family members in the audience. If you want a visitation with your family members, they'll have to do it at the jail. Those are the rules. The deputies are in charge of security. They're already on high alert, and you're just making them on even a higher alert. Tasers can and will be used. Does everybody understand? And of course, appropriately, not for conversation. All right, who's here on David Gonzalez? And after David Gonzalez, it's going to be Matthew Alfaro, Raylan Cabrera, and then Alvo Tucker. All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 4905, State of Texas versus David Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason, your hand, you're up.
Defense?
Number Cranby, Mr. Gonzalez is to my right.
And are you David Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
To the best of my knowledge, yes, we've received it.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gonzalez, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with
Yes.
your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and did you sign it?
I understood it and I.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, please.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Did you understand you're charged with the offense of retaliation? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea, and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Off the record, counsel, your client needs to speak.
Sorry.
All right, back on the record. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, sir.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
yes,
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
yes.
Mr. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 729,376. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense, is that the plea?
Yes.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
And state, is there any restitution in the county court 15 case?
It's a death of Walmart, Your Honor.
Okay.
We're not seeking that restitution this time.
All right, thank you. Did you review the paragraph, the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions? Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty?
All right, state, any evidence?
No, Judge.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Leland McRae.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding you guilty as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, please.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
He has no prior felony record. I just had one too many beers and started talking crazy to the police.
All right,
Yeah, can I say something?
sure.
Yeah, I had got off the bus and I had a little bit of beer in a HB bag, and when I got off in Travis Park, and I guess you're not supposed to have a can, and I took it out, and they made me stand there with the can. And I kind of like got frustrated, and then they said that I had warrants for grand theft auto and possession of firearm, which wasn't me, so I kind of had like a little, like, wasn't me, you know, and we started arguing, and that's when, I don't recall threatening it, but I did have a few bad words for them, and I regret it, but.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
I mean, I'm not.
Some people, no, let me just explain something to you. There are laws. Sometimes officers will give you a pass. But they most definitely will not give you a pass if you're being disrespectful.
And I was.
So, yeah. So maybe if you were not disrespectful, we wouldn't even be here. Guess
Yeah.
what? You would have just had a ticket for drinking alcohol in public.
I've thought about that so many times.
Yeah, and so you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to drink alcohol on the bus. And guess what? People who are on the bus, get the thing. Here's the thing. People are on the bus. They don't want to be sitting next to somebody drinking alcohol from a paper bag. That's just the way it is. And then after he tells you you're not allowed to drink alcohol, according to the steps, you continue to drink alcohol in front of him. Then he tells you you have 3 other active warrants, and then you get angry, and then you start calling him names. And then what do? You empty the beer on the sidewalk and throw the can in the street, which he rightfully so told you that's littering, which, by the way, people, please stop littering. The fact that you're smoking a cigarette and you put it on the ground and stomp it out, that's still littering. You know, nobody wants to clean up after you.
Mhm.
All right. Do you have any children?
I have a daughter, she's 26, and 4 grandkids.
All right.
Little boys.
And how old are your grandchildren?
8, 6, 5, and 4.
All right. And do you live by yourself?
I stay at the Human Parole program right now. Ever since COVID, I was a supervisor for UPS, and I kind of, I went through a bad relationship, and I was in a depression, and I was doing drugs and alcohol, but I already learned my lesson, and I want to get back to supervising. I'm going to try to be a supervisor at Amazon. It's a new one they opened over there.
All right. And what drugs were you using when you were using?
I was using meth, drinking beer and alcohol, and I was smoking marijuana. I wouldn't intervene anything, but I was smoking and snorting methamphetamine, which was my downfall mainly.
Okay.
I kind of know much.
All right. And did you have an allergic reaction?
Yes, I have eczema, but they don't give me the medicine, and yeah, I was only using Vaseline.
Okay.
It's like it dries up, and when the dry skin comes up, it turns red.
No, I just want to make sure your health was okay.
I'm good. I'm good. Right now I currently work on Higher Quest. It's a temp service, and I plan on going back there and being at the courtyard and even follow. To get right back, I'm with the CHCS. I have counselors. I have a doctor for my medication because I have mood disorders and everything. But everything's over. I just got to go and check in as soon as I get out
Right.
of
So
here.
you know you have to follow rules.
Yes,
And you were having a hard time following rules in the box with speaking to the people in the audience, then speaking to other inmates in the box. You have got to internalize what rules are. And I know you know what the rules are, and you got to follow those. Otherwise, if you don't, there are going to be consequences. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration 729,376, 150 hours of community service restitution, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs.
Does that include alcohol?
Yes, you're not allowed to drink alcohol while you're on probation.
Okay.
There's to be proof of employment
I can do that.
within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. In custody is going to be a TAP evaluation and a referral to felony drug court. Felony drug court will probably be able to see you on Monday. If he's not accepted into felony drug court, then he's to follow all recommendations of TAP. There's to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. And also, if he's not accepted into felony drug court, and if TAP is recommending inpatient treatment, then he's gonna be in inpatient treatment. If TAP is not, see if he can have a referral to lifetime recovery.
About corners, cross points, I was at cross points before, so it's like lifetime recovery.
We're gonna follow these rules,
Okay.
okay? There's to be field visits one time per month for 4 months. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. I'm gonna order parenting classes. Once he completes the parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied.
Thank you, Ken.
Probation is, oh, and anger management class. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court?
I just wanted to know how soon will I be released?
Oh, well, it depends. If the TAP evaluation says you need inpatient treatment, you're gonna be going to inpatient treatment. If felony drug court accepts you, then felony drug court will give you your conditions. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yeah,
And did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you.
All
Matthew Alfaro.
Just up here on that.
All right, is your client
No,
here?
Judge, that's on the 290 because you're presiding.
All right, so here's the thing, the rules are the rules. And unless you speak to the judge from the 290th and they say that they're okay with this.
I spoke to her yesterday and I've got the state, this note.
Okay, and so does Judge Del Prado, she's in agreement in this?
No, that's from Judge Pena and she has an agreement, yes.
Okay, Judge Pena is in
Yes.
agreement?
Yeah, I conferred with her yesterday. That was something she would do. I came back with an order today and went ahead and got the state to send me a text that shows that we'd had the conversation. They were on board with it.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, may I approach briefly?
Yes.
I made a mistake when I approached the court earlier.
Okay.
Okay. The file that I handed you
Mhm.
was 10,000. The nightmare case is the one that was increased. My apologies to the
No
court.
problem. I was like, oh my gosh, you know,
Yes.
I can make mistakes.
I went
But-
back there and I started looking and I was like, well, there's a lot to read here. There's 5
Okay.
cases, so I apologize.
Oh, no problem.
It's Anthony Zamora. Thank you. No worries. This might be it, Judge. Thank
This
you.
is it? Okay, all
Have a good
right.
holiday.
Thank you, you too. All right, who is here on Raylan Cabrera?
That is mine, Your Honor.
All right, and are they here?
No, she's in jail. The prosecutor is Jordan Brown. He signed it, said it was agreed. He actually lowered the bond I was requesting down to $1,000. Also told me as an aside that he would consider, in fact, would solicit her to go into a pretrial diversion program on an evading arrest.
All right, so
charge.
here's the thing. Legally, the way this is supposed to be done is I need information about your client and I'm supposed to receive an interview of your client for conditions. So if y'all want to contact the judge in the 399th and if the judge says they're in agreement with this, I will sign off on it and that's on that judge's lap.
Your Honor, if that judge was there, I would do that, but he's not there. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, I'll call him. All right, so just give me a moment.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, you're welcome.
Judge, back at-
Yes.
I'm on the original bond, Judge. Can you reinstate the original bond? The clerk said it's gotta have that. For her to-
That's John Young. You're welcome. All right. Alvo Tucker. Who's the attorney for Alvo Tucker? Victor Garcia. Okay. All right, is this family violence? Oh, you're
Yes,
on this
Judge.
side, counsel.
Yes, Judge, family violence.
All right, what we're gonna do is family violence, they're currently in a jury trial. So we're gonna recall this for next week for us to get a jury trial date.
Okay, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, what date can we recall this next week for jury trial date? All right, so we'll come back on July 9th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
And be excused.
Yes.
Miguel Hernandez.
All right, counsel.
Judge, when this originally was sent down to the staff on the second floor,
Mhm.
they put in the number of days for the order, which is 45 days.
Mhm.
And that's not long enough for us to even get a license back from DPS. So we're wanting to just amend it to enlarge the period of time.
So you want to extend it for a year?
That's the period of time of the suspension.
No, I mean, so it was for 45 days
Right, that's what it.
and now you want it to be a year. I mean,
Right,
how
that's what
much
we had
time are you
requested
asking?
Initially.
All right, if it was 45 days, that's what you all had agreed upon, or did someone change?
No, no, we don't have anything to do with that.
All right, could I see the original motion on this, please? If y'all are able to. All right, if you bring the original for me, I'll review it.
Okay.
All right.
Let me take that with me.
All right, who is here on Alvo?
This is a civil one. You would.
Wants to approach.
Yes, Mr. Tucker, come down. Hello.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Judge, just to let the court know, we're gonna be pleading true to condition number 2 going open to the court
All right.
with the explanation.
All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 4059, State of Texas versus Alvo Lafayette Tucker III. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
for the defense?
Michael DeLeon for Mr. Tucker.
And are you Mr. Tucker?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. Are you the same Alvo Lafayette Tucker III who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 4059 for the offense of burglary of a habitation force on June 20th, 2023 for a period of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state, which allegations are you proceeding on?
Violating condition number 2 at the top. Your Honor.
Yes.
On or about the 4th day of August, 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Alvo Lafayette Tucker III, the defendant may or failed to submit the drug test as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True, Your Honor.
We'll waiver any violated conditions.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
No, there is not, Your Honor.
State, what are you requesting?
We're requesting adjudication and revocation.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're asking that Mr. Tucker be placed back on deferred adjudication. I'd like to place him under oath so I can ask him some questions so we can enlighten the court with what's going on in his life.
All right, can you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Alvo Lafayette Tucker III.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Tucker, how are you employed right now?
I'm currently have my own lawn care service through a business partner. He has a successful roofing company.
Okay, how long you been doing that type of work?
Well, it's I've been doing this type of work for some years, but owning my own, it's still new, but it's successful as of now.
Okay, you got placed on deferred adjudication back, I think, in September of last year. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell the court what is going on that caused you to not report for the months of, I believe it was August and whatever the months we just talked about?
Yes, sir. Oh, at that time, I did not have a successful lawn care service. I was doing roofing, but it was by contract only. So if I made a sale, I would get paid. It wasn't like an everyday payout.
And why didn't you report?
I
I had a lot of things going on. Places to live and just being ignorant, I guess. There's no other way around it.
I don't understand why not pick up the phone and call probation.
I didn't have a phone at the time. And I did reach out to Miss Smith several times. I've talked to her. I went in, but I was never asked to submit a urine sample.
And how often did you report to probation, roughly?
Whenever she would call, I would go in and report. I would report. I think it was just twice or something like that I missed. I'm not sure.
Okay, and if you were placed back on deferred education, what assurances does the court have that you're gonna be actually following the rules of probation, reporting every month, doing what you're supposed to be doing? What has changed since last year?
Financially, I'm more capable of completing the payment out, and I know it's actually really serious. It's serious. I took it for granted, and I understand now the consequences that are against me. And if placed back on probation, I'm gonna make it my first obligation to take care of that and to see it through the end.
And how long have you been incarcerated for?
4 weeks.
4 weeks, okay. Anything else you want to tell the judge about why you should be placed back on deferred adjudication?
Well, just to see my business through that I just got going up and going, and get home to my family and complete this probation. My dad always told me God's never gonna put anything on me that I can't handle. I think I can handle it, and I'm ready to see it through. If you're with it, then I may do that.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
State.
So what changed from September of last year to today?
Um,
Now can handle it because of you, they explained everything to you
Yes.
about how to be on probation and what you
Yes.
gotta do and the severity of facing 2 to 20 years. So what's the biggest difference?
Well, the biggest difference is now I know I have a base income because I actually am in charge of what I can do and what to give.
So you're just saying your employment is the only difference from back in September of last year to today?
No, not just employment, just my mindset too.
So your mindset now?
Yes, sir. The severity of the situation.
So your mindset wasn't correct last December when you didn't report, or January or February or March or April and May of this year that you didn't report. But now it's changed.
Well, it was set, but it's just sometimes I forgot or didn't just call in, but
And why did you forget?
I had other things going on. Probably was like on a roof or doing something.
That was more important.
Well, I can't say it's more important because this is very important. Yeah, I do understand that.
I mean, allegations are here that you also committed 2 other different crimes. You didn't plead true to that, but that's the allegations. That were you arrested for those 2 crimes?
No,
You weren't arrested for
No.
those? Okay. That they happened on January 14th, 2024?
I think it's so. Not sure.
No further questions, John.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Judge, lastly, Mr. Tucker, you talked about with the prosecutor that you're employed now, you have the ability to be employed.
Yes.
To make money, to do what you have to do on probation.
Yes.
You were only on for a couple of months before, you didn't report, that type of thing.
No.
So once again, I just want to make sure you're clear with the court. What has changed that's going to allow you to be successful on your deferred? If you're placed back on deferred adjudication.
Everything has changed. I'm just wanting to do the right thing and complete it out.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, any other questions? All right, this is what the court is gonna do. I'm gonna give you a choice. Here are your choices. 1, I can revoke you and I'll sentence you to prison for 3 years. You receive credit for any time served. 2, I will continue you, but you're gonna be found guilty. I'm revoking your deferred adjudication. And the revocation of your deferred adjudication is punishment. because you need to understand that you're not allowed to do whatever you want to do.
Correct.
So it will be a guilty conviction either way. But I'm not going to allow you to remain on deferred.
So,
Do you wish to speak to your attorney?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we step back for a moment, Judge?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yes,
You said you were gonna call him.
I have called him. I'm just waiting for him to text me back. So it's going to happen today.
I would.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Young, is your client Cabrera at the Bear County Jail?
She is in the Bear County Jail, John.
All right, just 1 second. Norma?
Yeah.
Are you able to set up a Zoom for this person?
Yes, ma'am, you can just give it, I'll take that.
All right.
Give me just a minute.
All right, they'll set up a Zoom and then I'll do my interview.
And for various reasons, I cannot do it this afternoon.
Oh, I can't do it this afternoon either. So if you'll give it to Ms. Ferguson, she'll see if she can get it done now. Okay. State, have you, it's Criminal Trial Division, have you had a chance to review this violation report on Sergio Barrera?
Daughter, is your intern in today?
Yes. James, this is John.
Judge, we have an answer for you, Mr. Tucker.
All right, if you all will come forward. We're back on the record and 2023 CR 4059. Mr. Tucker, have you had a chance to confer with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And Mr. Dillion?
Judge, we want to take the option that puts him back on probation. He believes he will be successful on that and wants that opportunity. We'd ask the court to potentially put him on for probation for the next 40 years. Up to the court, of course.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is finding violation of condition number 2 true. The court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison. State, any input as to the length of probation?
Judge, state of your
All right. And defense, I know you're recommending 2.
4. Judge.
I'm sorry, 4.
Reasonable.
All right. Court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. Of course, if everything is completed, then you can always come back to the court. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider with minors. He's to do the trauma assessment. I see that was what was recommended. That's to be done in custody. Transfer to Victoria County.
Is that correct? Where do you live in Bear County?
I'm gonna live in Bear County.
All right.
I live here.
All right, then no transfer to Victoria County. There's to be no contact with the complainant.
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry, State, you may be excused. There's to be field visits. One time per month. For 3 months. And that'll be after release from GPS. And GPS, that will be partial
Yes, ma'am.
for employment. And that will be through work release. And I'll ask that fees are waived. So on GPS, you're only allowed to work and report to your probation officer. That is it.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to go to the grocery store. You're going to have to do Uber Eats or whatever else, or have somebody else do it for you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, probation. Is there anything else?
How long is the GPS, Judge?
We're going to do GPS for 90 days. And
Judge?
then after, yes.
We be asking for a no contact order with Target and Live Oak.
All right, there's to be no contact with Target. Do you say Target in Live Oak or the Target in Live Oak?
Target and Live Oak.
All right. What we're going to do is you're just not able to go to Target.
Right. I can't go anywhere anyway, remember?
Or as people say, Target. So there's to be no contact with Target. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right. And then there will be GPS for the 90 days. And then probation. After those 90 days are up, then you can start the home visits if you choose. All right. Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were in deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, we can go off the record. I don't do zero tolerance. Either you're gonna do right or you're not.
I understand.
Do not come back here. If you come back here, you're looking at a maximum of 10 years in the prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You had better make sure that you report when you're supposed to report. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
I like you a lot, but I'm not gonna see you again in here.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Have a blessed, fourth.
All right, thank you. You too.
Renee, please,
Okay, awesome.
I didn't know if you.
No, have I already heard the case?
No, I didn't know if you wanted to talk to him.
Oh, no. All right, thank you. All right, your client will be zooming in shortly.
Today?
Yes,
Okay.
all right.
You want the prosecutor that signed off on
Oh,
that?
sure, have him come up.
That's Jordan Brown. I'll give him a call.
Yeah, see if he can come down.
No, I've got his number.
Okay, awesome. Everyone, it is 11. The court is recessing at 12, not 12:01 or 12:05, 12. Mr. De Leon, are you done with us for today?
I believe so, Judge. I have to run to 144th.
Oh, well, hey, the 4th is upon us. I always tell people, do not hold firecrackers in your hand.
Bad idea.
You know, they have a commercial out now where somebody is trying to light one of those, I guess, the rocket things. And then the guy leans over it saying, oh my gosh, I don't understand why this isn't working. So let's not do any of that.
Yes.
I don't even think they have the black hats. Do they still sell the black hats? I remember you would light those. You're supposed to, and people would hold it in their hand and then throw it.
No,
Tell me about it.
all the gunpowder makes your clothes stink, hair stink.
And then the snake one didn't do what it was supposed to do. Yes, that's all. And then I could never hold the spark. How do people hold the sparklers? Because it burns. Yes, it does.
Let it get real close.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, have a good one.
You too, Judge.
Take care of the pool.
I sure will.
Yes.
I got his voicemail. I don't know whether anybody's still there.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I mean, you can just put it on the record, your client. Let me see if this is the person. Norma, we have a R Guadalupe. All right, if y'all will unmute at the annex and we'll take the matter up on Raylan Cabrera. All right, they're on the screen. We're just waiting for them to unmute. We will get it done before 12.
I don't know whether you were aware that I had radiation treatment for cancer back in 2019.
No.
We thought it was gone.
Mhm.
2 weeks ago, I was told that I had to start another series of radiation treatment at 2:00 each afternoon. So
Oh, well, we're going to get you there. Mom and I, of course, are going to be sending prayers, but it's going to be fine. Yeah.
Welcome
Oh,
on.
and they have your person.
they have somebody there.
Hi, on Raylan Cabrera.
That is my client.
Hi. All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 8162, State of Texas versus Raylan Cabrera for defense.
John Young for the defense.
And for the state.
Jason Garrett.
And are you Miss Cabrera?
Yes, ma'am.
Any objections to the defendant appearing by Zoom?
I'm sorry, Your-
Any objections to the defendant appearing by Zoom?
no, Your Honor.
State any objections? All right, we're here for a request for a bail reduction. This is from the 399th District Court, Judge Castro's court. Judge Castro is alternate presiding. I am presiding. And so, counsel, my understanding is that you spoke to the prosecutor there. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I went to his office and spoke to Jordan Brown. He and I discussed the facts of the case and the bond and how if she was remanded without bond. He actually recommended a lowering of the bond to $1,000 from the $5,000 that I had requested. I agreed with that, and so it is an agreed request for a bond to be set at $1,000.
All right. All right, state you may be excused. Thank you. Ms. Cabrera, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Raylan Jade Guadalupe Cabrera.
All right. I just have a few questions to ask of you. The first question is, have you had any type of mental health diagnosis?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have you ever seen a doctor for any type of mental health issues?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever used any type of controlled substances? By that, I mean alcohol, marijuana, any type of drug issues?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you were released, who would you be staying with?
My mother.
Right. And counsel, what is the charge on this case?
It's an evading arrest for the vehicle, Your Honor.
All right. All right, then the court will agree to your bond of $1,000. And there's to be no driving.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Cabrera, they'll probably release you at midnight. So you'll have to coordinate with someone to pick you up. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Raylan, I'll contact your mother.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Young.
Thank you.
Are you gonna take that to the?
Yes.
Can you put this on there so when they update it, they have to comes off as reviewing and court order.
Okay.
All right, John, take care of yourself. All righty.
Sorry.
All right, Orlando Medellin.
Yes, Judge President.
Oh, come down. All right, counsel, where are we on discovery?
In relation to the possession case, Judge, I was able to peruse the Veripick from the district attorneys. It seems to be intact. On my end, I was trying to access it yesterday. It was undergoing maintenance.
Okay.
But at this point, that seems good. The issue is, Judge, I believe with the court's permission, if I can be placed on his burglary case.
Yes.
And then I will need to review that discovery in addition to his possession case to get a better handle on the case, Judge.
Okay.
I wanted to see if we can do a 2-week reset to July 16th on this.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this back on July 16th? All right, we'll come back on July 16th. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank
All
you very
right,
much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good holiday.
All right, you too.
Attorney, what is your name?
René Muñoz.
Name.
Oh, just 1 second. Let me.
Oh, Judge, on that other one,
Yes.
that's that violation.
Mhm.
I,
All right, Sergio Barrera, come forward. All right, Mr. Barrera, I have a violation report. So,
Sorry.
no problem.
No,
So-
no hay quien me interprete porque no.
Ah,
es- no-
All right, just have a seat. Norma, I need a interpreter.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
In honesty,
Mhm.
this shows is already closed, and yet
Okay.
we do not have an entry in the events tab showing that a dismissal was actually pending.
All right,
Much obliged.
all right, thank you. All right, and Norma. Norma, did you tell Renee about Ace Cantu?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got the information, Judge, and he's gonna give it to you.
All right, could I see the file on Ace Cantu?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we don't have a file?
Yeah, I got this out. I think we could find it in 60, so we kind of made like a dummy.
All right, so what we're gonna do, Norma, on this, we're gonna recall it. And we'll recall it for the end of the month.
Okay. July
And
30th?
yes, July 30th. Criminal Trial Division, on page 1 of the docket, Ace Cantu, that's being recalled for July 30th, and Renee Munoz is going to represent him.
Yes, sir. Morgan?
Audrey Bash. Excuse me, miss. There's no talking to people in the audience, and I've said that before. No, there's no talking to anybody in the audience. You understand? All right, no talking, okay? All right, thank you. Natasha Morgan.
Ready on. Peter Calderon, I'm standing in for Mr. Saldana. CALDAROLLS.
All right, and this is for sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. That's
Okay.
correct.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1225, State of Texas versus Natasha Morgan. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Andrew Harris Sadelman.
for the defense?
Peter Calderon standing in for Mr. Humberto Saldana for
Yeah.
Miss Morgan.
And are you Miss Morgan?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
all right.
I got a little sore throat because the air conditioner over there in my dorm in Two Bravo is freezing cold, and I'm sorry, my voice is low. I wasn't talking to nobody, Your Honor. I respect the judge. My mother was Air Force pilot, 97-286, even though I broke the law before. I apologize.
Oh, your apology is,
Through a lot.
your
Several
apology is
months.
accepted.
It's horrible, the conditions.
Yeah. All right, so here is my question. Defense, have you had a chance to confer with her? She said that she was hearing, well, hearing voices or,
I take medication. I take Giodon.
all right, and do you
Yes.
believe she's currently competent?
I do so believe, Judge. I did speak with Mr. Saldana and he expressed that his intention to go forward with this plea and Miss Morgan's intention to go forward.
All right, Ms. Morgan, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Natasha Elizabeth Lloyd Morgan, Your Honor.
All right, so this attorney is standing in for Mr. Cabanas. Do you have any objection to this attorney standing in?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report state?
No, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And we'll continue after the state has reviewed.
Yes.
Judge, can you interpret and see as well?
All right. Mr. Edelman, do you need time to review? Do you need more time?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Any objections to the PSI report?
No objection.
State any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Not at this time, Judge.
All right. Ms. Morgan, if you were released, where would you be living?
I was gonna go to the Hayden, while you was gone on vacation. I seen Judge Han, I believe her name is, on May the 17th, Your Honor. And she had asked me the same question that you asked.
All right. That would probably be Judge Her.
I'm sorry, I knew it was
No
the
problem.
age.
All right. So with regards to your mental health issues, do you have a doctor that you see when you are not in custody?
No, I'm gonna roll in the I Medicaid Superior and Amcon Insurance. They have Central Meds up there, but they have Center for Health down the street that they have a psychiatrist there that will be available to give me my psychiatric medication. You know, release if you decide that it's in your favor, in your judgment to release me on the 10 years of probation, plea, bargain. Yes, ma'am.
All right, and state you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, the court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. She's going to be on the MIC caseload,
Yes, Your Honor.
and that's based upon the evaluation that the court has seen. I'm going to ask for a trauma assessment, and I'm asking for that based upon what's in the PSI report. There's to be restitution, if any, to Jerry, Jeri Brown. I'm going to do a referral to Esperanza Court based upon what I've reviewed in the PSI report. If she's not accepted into Esperanza Court, then we will, that'll be the first one. If she's not accepted there, then we'll try felony drug court. The reason why I'm suggesting these, now, here's the thing. You have issues going on with you. I'm reading the PSI report. I've read the PSI report. I've seen your diagnosis. Going to Haven Hope is not the best place for you. You need a place where one, and these programs that I'm recommending to you, they're all outpatient programs. But you are going to be in custody for the weekend. Felony drug court and Esperanza Court, they will send someone over to interview you Monday or Tuesday. And if you're accepted in those programs, you'll probably be released on Wednesday, and you'll be released to be in their program. What I can tell you is Esperanza Court and Felony Drug Court, they'll be able to help you with housing. They'll be able to help you with any mental health issues, and that's what you need. You understand? All right. And they will do it by next week. It will be done. It's not going to be done. Well, there's still a strong possibility they may be able to see you this week, but because of the holiday, it may not be 100% this week, but definitely by the following week. And counsel, if it's not done by Tuesday of next week, just come back in and we'll have it brought over and I'll do something else.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you need to be open and honest with them. You understand? All right. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. There's to be proof of employment or SSI within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits, one time per month until proof of stable medication compliance. And a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order anger management. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
I wanted to ask you, am I allowed to speak?
Sure, yes.
I don't understand, I've been in psychiatric care since the age of 9 years old, state of Oklahoma, and in Texas. And I just don't see how psychiatric, I mean, like everybody wants me to take medication, it seems like, for issues. But, you know, I did 20 years in prison, 12 years administration segregation. I hadn't been in trouble in 4 years. And 2 of them imprisonments was on false allegations. And then on this one, I mean,
well, here's the thing. Let me explain something to you. So with regards to medication, if the doctor says you don't need medication, if the doctor says, she just needs therapy, then that's what we'll do. But what I'm reading in the TAP evaluation, it states that you're on medication at the jail.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I do take the medication in jail issues, but I do know within my rights as the state, I've been to South Chan, Florida Ridge, I've been to mental hospitals. Like I said, state of Oklahoma, my mother was military, I was myself in Post Oklahoma. That's court order. I mean, like medication, I don't use drugs or alcohol or anything
Well,
like
this is what
that.
I can tell you.
Yes, ma'am.
Legally, with medication, if you choose not to take the medication, what's going to end up happening is you may or may not decompensate. If you decompensate and become incompetent, they are probably going to take you into custody because this is considered a violent offense. And then they will seek to help you regain competency. And if they determine that medication is what will make you become competent and you choose not to take it, it will go before a judge. And then when it goes before that judge, they'll have a hearing on whether or not medication is to be forced.
So what do you?
And here's the thing, you're having an attorney to represent you at that hearing. I'm just giving you these rules and I give people conditions. You have a choice. You can follow them or not follow them. That is completely up to you. And of course, there are consequences when we make certain choices. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am. I just must have signed this on May 17th.
All right. And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. If you need anything, just let the court know. All right, could I see, sir, thank you.
Maybe excuse me.
Yes.
Have a safe flight, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Sergio Barrera.
Second chair.
It's already finished as well. Right, just the jury box.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
All right. All right, Mr. Sergio Barrera. We're gonna go on the record. Court is calling nightbag number, excuse me, counsel. She needs to take a seat.
Yes, sir.
And no talking behind the court reporter. All right, court is calling nightbag number 748802, State of Texas versus Sergio Barrera. Are you Sergio Barrera?
Say,
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter here. Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Carmen Tarragon Mazais.
All right, and Mr. Barrera, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give would be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
say,
Yes.
All right, state your name for the record.
Sergio Barrera, Cantu.
Sergio Barrera Cantu.
All right, Mr. Barrera, the court has received a violation report. This is the first violation report the court has received from you. This is what the court is going to order. You are to continue with no alcohol use. The ignition interlock will remain. And I'm adding DUI, DWI education course. I'm going to ask that the fees be waived. And I'm going to order 120 sober meetings in 120 days. All right, do you need anything else to remain clean and sober?
No.
All right, thank you. Make sure you report to your pretrial services officer, Miss Money Lawrence. Do you understand?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thank you. It's always great seeing you. You're looking beautiful. All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, is the attorney who was here going to stand in for Cabanas on Christopher Esquivel? All right, Catherine Aguilar. All right, were you able to get in touch with your client?
No, man.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1212, State of Texas versus Catherine Sanchez Aguilar.
Yeah.
They're saying that she's in ISF, the
called-
East Wing.
Yes. Oh, well, I called them last week. They said they didn't have any papers on her for that, and I think you did the same yesterday. Or the probation officer, the court probation officer did that yesterday.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm being told that Miss Aguilar is in ISF. Miss Ferguson and State, I'm gonna want a bench warrant for her to come back to court.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so, Norma, let's recall this for August 1st. So your client will be brought over by bench warrant.
Okay.
And if it turns out she's not where everyone is saying she is, it'd be good for them to know.
Yes. All right, thanks, Judge.
All right, thank you, yes. Frank Ruiz. Who's the attorney for Frank Ruiz?
Morning.
Good morning.
Come on, boss.
Are you all ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. Correct.
All right, court is calling 2020 CR 4844, State of Texas versus Frank Ruiz. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrahan, Your Honor.
For the defense?
Alfonso Otero on behalf of Mr. Ruiz. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. And are you Mr. Ruiz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Frank Aaron Ruiz III who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 4844 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram on October 6, 2020 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violating condition number 5, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Frank Aaron Ruiz III. The defendant there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April and May 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
True? All right, state,
Yes, Your Honor. We'll waive the remaining violated condition.
any objection?
No, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 5. True, is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor.
Yes.
Is adjudicate guilt, revoke the individual's probation, sentence him to 10 months in state jail. So
Is that the agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Ruiz, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, I guess so.
All right. No, not I guess so. Either you are or you're not. Do you want the court to follow this agreement?
Yes.
All right, the court will find you guilty. The court is going to revoke. As previously stated, the court is finding violation of condition number 5 true. Court will sentence you to 10 months in the state jail facility. And give you credit for any time served. Did
Thank
you
you.
review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we can go off the record. You're going to find out in your life that the choices we make, sometimes they come back to haunt us. You had a chance on deferred adjudication, which would have meant no conviction. Now you have a felony conviction. You understand? Do better. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have seen.
Who's here on John Paul Pena? Good morning. Where's he? Come forward.
Oh, wait, to the arrow as well?
Kyle Simpson.
Yeah.
All right, what is happening with this case?
Judge, we have an offer, he conferred, he's doing a couple things that I've asked him to do. We'd like to be able to move to the next setting.
All right, how old are you?
I'm 36 years old now.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, call this to at the end of July for a plea deadline date. All right, your plea deadline date is July 29th.
Thank you.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And Deputy Laura, is everything else taken care of? All right, thank you. Who's here for Axel Ramirez?
Judge, the attorney's not here. No, he's the attorney.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Um,
All right, so when will Mr. Maurer be here? No, I mean, it's going to be referred to Judge Mesa. Yes. Just have a seat. All right, so what we're going to do is Norma, find out if Robert Maurer can be here today. If he can, then it's going to be referred to Judge Mesa. Just have a seat.
okay.
And it'll be in the afternoon. All right, could I see the file on Christopher Escobar, please? All right, Christopher Escobar, come forward. All right. All right, Mr. Escobar, thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
Family violence is in impact court and jury trial. So we're going to recall you. What's your work schedule?
So I'm self-employed. I'm starting a big project this week. I can work around whatever.
All right, so we're going to recall you on July 8th to get a jury trial date for you, okay? So Ms. Ferguson, if you give him a reset for the 8th, please.
Yes, sir.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you. Audrey Bash. Could I see the file on that, please? All right. All right, Norma, on Audrey Bash, we're going to recall this for the 8th.
Yes, sir.
And if you'll let Mr. Stateson know. And how is he doing? Okay. All right, could I see the file on Brian Parker?
Just turning paperwork right now for all 4 cases.
Okay. All right, and what is happening with Renee Hernandez?
I'm waiting for him, Judge.
Okay.
They brought him up.
All right, could I see the file on Sheila Garn, please?
One moment, Judge, got people bringing papers
Oh,
over
no
all
problem.
sides of me.
All right, Norma, on Sheila Garn, if you can recall her back for July 9th. All right, what is happening with Roberto Cibrian?
Just turn your paperwork.
All right,
The one that has 4 ahead of time.
okay. Esther San Miguel. Esther San Miguel. Could I see the file on Esther San Miguel?
Judge, I think that one was already read that, Judge. Give me
Okay.
Just a second. She was-
Oh, it'll be in the file. Let me see. You don't see the file. Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything on in the notes. All right, could I see the file on Alexandria Alvarez?
Sir, Bob said he's about 15 minutes away.
Yeah. All right, Alexandra Alvarez. Is she in custody or on bond? All right, Deputy Laura. Ms. Ferguson, that's gonna be recalled for the 9th. You're welcome. All right, could I see the file on
Yes.
John Maracama? Norma says that Alexandra Alvarez was in custody. No, let me see the file back on Alexandria Alvarez. Thank you. All right, could I see the file on Jean Maracama?
Oh, really? I've been doing that for 30 years.
I tell you every time.
You do? No.
It's Carol Questel. Maybe it's under that. Jean or Jean Berkoff Murakami Carasquale. All right.
More time. Yeah, he lives Docket. No, I know there was one file.
Are you Alexandra Alvarez? Your case is being recalled for July 9th. She'll give you a reset form. Just have a seat. They'll call you up. Thank you. Let me see the file on Guadalupe Alvarez, please. All right, Norma, on Guadalupe Alvarez, recall that for July 9th. Could I see the file on Rick Gutierrez, please? Rick Gutierrez. Hmm? No, it's just Rick Gutierrez. No, Rick.
What did this number?
2024-6357.
Here.
All right, Norma, on Ricardo Gutierrez. That's going to be recalled for July 8th. It's on page 6. Could I see the file on Kelly Cotner?
You're free to go.
Okay.
You're welcome.
All right, could I have a prosecutor, please? Court is calling 2024 CR 6359, State of Texas versus Kelly Michelle Cotner. Could I have the state announced for the record, please?
Andrew Harris-Sadelman.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:52 a.m. and the defendant has not made an appearance. Is there a request from the state?
Request to remain without bond, Your Honor.
All right, Deputy Laura, did you make the announcement?
Just in the hall, Your Honor.
All right, the court will grant the bond forfeiture or remand without bond. If the defendant makes an appearance, the court will reconsider. Thank you. You may be excused. Yes,
Just on mute for a second.
sure. This mouse is not good. All right, Norma, Samantha Mendoza, if you recall that for July 8th. Can I see the file on Ruben Solano, please? Everything else is. Norma, on Ruben Solano, if you recall that for July 8th. All right, could I see the file on Mario Herrera, please? Norma, on Herrera, recall that for the 8th and let the defense counsel know he needs to be present. All right, could I see the file on Natasha Morgan? So Humberto Saldana was that attorney. All right, great. All right, could I see the file on Sergio Barrera? All right, yay. And Norma Axel Ramirez. Axel Ramirez, you need to come forward. You need to report to your pretrial service officer. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And do not let me receive another violation report. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. And Norma, do you have an update on San Miguel? On page 5.
Just, she was off the docket, remember I was related, I was doing a new docket.
Mhm.
You guys, I know she was brought in yesterday.
Okay. Oh, I looked her up. They don't show her next court date, but I know I put it in the file. And then Norma, on page 5, the Maracama, just call him back on July 8th. On page 5, this Carascale Maracama, bring him back on the 8th. So we just have these pleas and then we are done.
That was recent, yeah. That's, she did San Miguel August 6th, and it was immigration issues.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, what were your instructions to Axel Ramirez?
That he was to call his pretrial services officer and not come before the court on another violation. You're welcome. Let's see that violation report for him. Ramirez. Axel Ramirez. Thank you. Oh, no problem. Court is calling 2024 CR 4655B 4656. I'm sorry, 4655B 4656B 4657A and 4658 State of Texas versus Brian Parker. Could our parties announce for the record, for the state? Defense? Are you Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any objections to this attorney standing in for Ms. Green?
Oh, wow.
All right, counsel, in each of the cause numbers, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
In each cause number, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications?
No, Judge, I'm sorry.
In each cause number, did you review what's entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment in each cause number? State, in the cause number ending in 4655B, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the cause number ending in 4656B, are you 4655, are you proceeding as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the case number ending in 4657A, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the cause number ending in 4658, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, in each cause number, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
Mr. Parker, in each cause number, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, did you understand you're charged with the offense of burglary of a building with intent to commit theft?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of those cause number, the range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Wow.
In each cause number, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering these pleas, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into pleas in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, has your client been able to provide you with a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, he's been able to assist in his defense, and I believe he's competent to enter all of his pleas.
And do you believe he was sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Parker, in each of these cause numbers, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each of the cause numbers, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Wow.
In each of the cause numbers, according to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 18 months in the state jail facility. The cases will run concurrently. State will take in consideration JN 2169032, 2177757, 21. Yeah. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
And there are no applications. Counsel, is that the plea?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not.
Then to each of the cause numbers, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
No contest.
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachment in each case, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
State, you may be excused. Did you review in each of these cause numbers the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. Right, in each of the cause numbers, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. And the cause number ending in 4655B, the court will sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility. Give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 4657A. 2024 CR 4658, 2024 CR 4656B. Take in consideration JN number 2169032, 217757.
Judge, I have one thing on all these cases that I want to address with the court.
Yes.
Mr. Parker's second amended motion to revoke was filed on January 9th. On January 25th, he was sentenced on his motion to revoke to 8 years in case number 2022 CR 6496. These offenses occurred on
Sorry, 2022 CR
6496. These offenses occurred on January 7th, as alleged in the MTR, the second amended MTR in that case. And I don't know if they were just too new, but they were not addressed, even though one of them was alleged in the second amended motion. In fact, that's the only allegation in the second amended motion. They were not addressed when he was sentenced on January 25th, and therefore we'd ask the court to consider running all these cases concurrent with 2022 CR.
All right, it'll be run concurrent with 2022 CR 6496, and there's to be no contact with Samuel Joseph Albert. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
It's fine.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And counsel, you need to sign the acknowledgement of discovery. All right, and the cause number ending in 4656B. The court has reviewed States Exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with the following cause numbers: 2024 CR 4655B, 4657A, 4658. And also it will run concurrent with 2022 CR 6496. Take in consideration JN number 2169032 and 217757. I'm sorry, that's 217757.
Will it also run concurrent with the 2022 6496?
I've already said that.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
No problem.
Sorry. A lot of numbers going around.
And also in that case, there's to be no contact with Jodeci, Canal, Clayton, and Samuel Joseph Albert. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because it's a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding in cause number ending in 4656. I'm sorry. We're proceeding in cause number ending in 4657A. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility. Give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 4658, 4655B, 4656B, 2022 CR 6496. Take in consideration JN number 2177757, 2169032. There's to be no contact with Samuel Albert. All right, did you review trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Wow.
All right, we're going to proceed in the cause number ending in 4658. Court is finding there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility. Give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 4656B, 4655B, 4657A, 2022 CR 6496. Take in consideration JN number 2169032 and 2177757. There's to be no contact with Samuel Albert. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, wow.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, wow.
All right, we can go off the record. You're gonna have to make decisions in your life. Do you want to be institutionalized for the rest of your life? Do you want to spend your days counting calendars at the prison or at the jail while someone tells you constantly what you can and cannot do? These are your choices. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, good luck to you.
If I may, I should have asked it, Jenny, I'm sorry. I was gonna ask if the court will make the finding that he's eligible to participate in programs.
I mean, I'm not gonna give him participation points.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Unless there's somebody who's ready to go now.
I think that's where we need to.
All right. then that's it. We're gonna swear this last person in, and then that's it. Yes. Is your case working out?
Yes.
All right, Norma,
Yeah.
Hernandez, Judge Mesa will hear that. Yeah. Because, 2:25. But you're not supposed to be there an hour early. Yeah,
Hurry up.
I know. That's why I'm like,
The judge,
Hmm?
this is a robbery, 10/10, it's probation. I already
Okay.
gave it to. I shall just let you know.
okay. Who is his attorney? Sergio? Okay,
Right here, Judge.
okay. All right, and then we have the, okay. All right, Norma, do you need my docket sheet? Okay. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 6190, State of Texas versus Roberto Cibrian. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett.
Defense?
What has been our defense?
All right, and are you Mr. Cibrian?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you, counsel, have you received all the discovery?
We have, yeah,
Did you review it with your client?
I have, yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Cibriano,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm adding syllables to your name. Mr. Cibrian, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you weigh the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Cibrian, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with robbery? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Cibrian, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. there's to be a restitution of $1,000 to Cavender's store. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that there be no contact with Echo, Summerall, Sumeral, or the Cabinet store, that there be 200 hours of community service restitution and a TAP evaluation. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you review that with, any objections?
No objection.
Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Oh, we'd ask the court follow the agreement. Mr. Gibbons' father is been diagnosed with cancer and very aggressive with cancer. He wants to take care of it.
All right. So why are you stealing boots from Cavender's store?
It was just a bad decision at a bad time, just not in a mindset of mindset. Well, I had bad, news with my dad. I had a lot of emotional things going.
So that transfer into you stealing.
It shouldn't, it's
My
not,
father's ill, let me go steal some boots.
it's not an excuse for that, miss. I'm sorry.
All right, when's the last time you had employment?
Like maybe a month ago, well, it's been like 4 months now.
All right, have you ever used any drugs?
No, ma'am. Or like I've done drugs, but I haven't done
What have you
recently.
done in the past? And you notice my question was, have you ever used?
Oh,
drugs?
yes, I have. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Marijuana and, okay.
Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any children?
I have 4 kids.
What are their ages?
3, 8, 11, and 12.
And where are they now?
They're with, their mother.
Has Child Protective Services been involved?
No, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in prison, suspended and probated for 10 years, restitution of $1,000, and no contact with Cavender's store and Echo Summerall, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, a $2,000 fine, probated, proof of employment within 20 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, no unsupervised contact with minors, field visits, 1 time per month for 3 months. And I'm going to want him to do CATS 1 and 2, their theft course. And we'll do a TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow recommendations of TAP. And 120 sober meetings in 120 days. And 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. So here's the thing. Don't use your father's illness as an excuse to make bad choices. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, miss. I appreciate you.
All right, thank
Enjoy the
you.
rest of your week.
All right, thank you. All right, so guys, we will be back on Monday. Everybody